lovedreamingpeach.com.
Real pro-life. I already turned all my lights off. Should I go turn them back on?
Auto-generated captions can be mofo typos, yo.
Modified version. Okay. Modified version of lights. Drop the water. It's just a bottle of water. So, what was I going to say then? The power of choices. Did I already mention? I think I didn't mention Ruth Chang. Ruth Chang has a YouTube video. God, it's probably like 10 years old at this point. So her video changed my life, actually. She talks about, her video was the basis of the seed of thought that I have, that where I'm talking about how when you make a choice, you have a reason, or multiple reasons. I like to use make a list, pros and cons list, when you're trying to make a hard choice. So you list the pros and the cons, and then you sort them in priority. So you prioritize the pros and cons list from like deal breakers, absolute must-haves, no-brainers, do or dies, ride or die, and then then you go down progressively to would love to have, really important, but maybe, this is more important than this one, and then can't live without, maybe can live without, and then things are like, I would love to have this, but I don't really need it. It doesn't overall impact, there was an apartment that I really wanted. It had nice new appliances, but the ceilings were only 6 feet high, so it was I'd love to have those nice new appliances, but I can't live with low-ass ceilings. So you prioritize, you sort the priorities. So you have your the way that I like to do it when I'm doing the pros cons list is before I start to list the pros and cons of each thing, I try to create my list first of what's more important to me is how fucking far is it, the commute, For me at the moment, how far is the commute? It's got to be from the bedroom to the living room, because I ain't going nowhere, okay? So if it's not a remote situation, it's not feasible. Then there's, of course, the hourly rate. Then I care a lot about the personality of the person, So anyway, you take them and first you kind of make your priority list. Then you fill in, what does this have? What does this have? Then each thing has its own unique features. But the most important aspect of this whole process is knowing that what those list of priorities are, what those list of pros and cons are, is your decision. You are the one who is in control, in the power. You are the king of the mountain. You're the queen of the mountain. You are the boss bitch. You are, what's the equivalent of boss bitch for a man? Boss bitch. You're a boss bitch, okay? You're a badass boss bitch. And you get to decide. I want a position where I work from home. And that matters the most to me. I want a position where I'm not working in... So now it's funny because I was always I did not want to work for, let's say, in the healthcare industry. Yet one of my favorite clients, she works in the healthcare industry, but I work for her. So it's healthcare adjacent, but everything that I'm doing for her, it's has nothing really to do with what she's doing, if that makes sense. I'm assisting her with a lot of details and tasks and stuff, and she's one of my favorite clients. And So, because of how I architected and designed what my reasons are for how I would get a client or why I wouldn't, I've been able to still earn money and get clients, but not, I don't have to go in a corporate office working in a health insurance company. But I still, like, I'm still within my boundaries, within my reasons. I am deciding what matters to me. So to jump back to abortion topic, like I've said, I made a series about why I would have an abortion a while back. And I was talking about there were a couple, 2 or 3 different guys that I had dated, many, many years ago. And at the time when I was dating them, I knew this person is toxic. This person is, very unhealthy. I'm unhealthy. I'm with this toxic person, so therefore I must be kind of toxic too. And, I would never have a baby with this person. I would never allow myself to be tied for life to this person. I didn't want to be tied to them biologically with a human being that was my child that I was going to obviously take care of. And I didn't want that. I didn't want to be tied geographically to where they were. And then, when you have a baby with somebody in a state and then they live there, if you want to leave, but the father or sometimes the mother doesn't want to leave, well, unfortunately, a lot of times the father is free to leave if he wants to just up and go and, not be in the kid's life. But if the dad is active in the child's life and the mom decides that she wants to move to another state, like I used an example, this person I used to be friends with, the guy she was dating, they were in California, and that guy had a baby with a one-night stand. He didn't even know that the lady had a baby till she came and told him when the girl was 2 years old and was like, hey, I'm moving back to Florida, by the way. We had a baby. And then he was like, fuck that. And he was legally able to keep her from moving back to go live with her family to help raise the baby. Because he has legal rights. Because he's the biological father. So the point that I'm making is that when you have a baby with somebody, you can lose the right to go live where you want to live if you happen to have a baby with somebody who's not living where you want to be. And that can put you in an extremely financially dire situation. Like if you don't live anywhere near support system, family who can help you, and you can't afford the cost of living there, and maybe you don't have the skills or you just don't have the job or whatever it is. And, or it's hard to be a single mom and raise a baby and also get that job that can pay the bills. Like there's, like I said, the amount of reasons on this person's list for why they're making the choices they're making, you have no fucking clue what they are. And even if you know what the fuck they are, it's none of your business. It's not your choice. It's not your life to live. Those reasons are yours to make. You have the power to make your own reasons up, and then you're the one who has to live them. Oh, so Ruth Chang's, I think her video is called The Power of Hard Choices. And what she explains is that when you have, let's just say 2 choices, they're not always equal, meaning it's not like tit for tat. It's not like, well, this one has a better job. Let's say 2 jobs. This one has a higher pay. This one is more creative. This one has, more benefits. This one has better hours. This one has higher pay, but it's a longer commute. This one pays me less, but I can work from home. This one has a lot of growth potential and a lot of upward mobility and a lot of promotions, which will come with a lot of added responsibility and time. This one is a path for me to become my own boss and have my own company. Or whatever. Same, she also talks about, you can marry Bob or you can marry Val. But it's not, their choices are not like equal because there's different reasons. You can have a baby, or you can have an abortion, or you could give it up for adoption, or you could have a baby and maybe you have a family member who could raise it. So it's kind of giving it up for adoption, but within the family. So you can still have access to the baby. Maybe you're single. Maybe you're married. Maybe you're married and it's not, the father isn't your husband. Maybe you were raped. Maybe it was incest. I'll say incense, even though I love incense. I don't want to taint it, but incense. Maybe it was that. Maybe you're a child. Maybe you already have children. Maybe you're married and you have children, but you're literally getting divorced right now. Maybe you're with an abusive partner. And if you were to have their baby, you would be trapped for life in some ways, or for a long time. Maybe when someone is pregnant, there's an infinity of reasons and things and situations and circumstances that you don't know anything about. And maybe even if they are somebody you know personally and you think it's your business to say what they should or shouldn't do, whether you think they should have the baby and raise it or not have the baby, terminate it, or whether you think they should give it up for adoption, or whether you think they should have the baby and give it to your mama, whatever it is, whether you think they should have the baby and give it to you. The fact is that those are not your reasons to choose. So the power to be able to decide what your reasons are is where our inherent power lies, because the thing is that somebody can come to you and tell you you should never have an abortion because that's killing a human life. And they have their reasons why they believe that. But you may not have those same reasons. You may not have those same beliefs. Somebody may feel strongly that there's no human reason that could justify choosing to terminate the potential life that's growing inside of somebody. But I believe that the power to choose our own reasons and then therefore make our own choices based on the reasons that we choose is what is inherently in our Constitution. First of all, I believe it doesn't have to be in the Constitution to make it the right thing, the fact that people have the right to choose what's right for them, but it is in our Constitution, as well as the separation of church and state, which I believe is a fundamental, important aspect of democracy, which says just because that's what you believe, motherfucker, doesn't mean that's what I have to believe. And just because that's what your religion tells you to do, doesn't mean that that's what my religion tells me to do, or my lack of religion, or whatever. And I get to have a lack of religion, or I get to have a religion different than yours. I get to have a belief system different than yours. I get to decide what my reasons are. So if there's a person who believes there's no human-made reason that can justify the termination of pregnancy, then that person makes that choice for themselves, and then they would be compelled to probably try to have see the pregnancy through to its hopeful, healthy result in a healthy labor, which results in a healthy born baby that can grow and live and be healthy regardless of the circumstances. But if the person who's pregnant has other reasons, then that's what their reasons are. And I understand that some people believe my reasons and my way of thinking and my belief system is the epic, apex, most superior. Can't reach any higher. I'm the tippity top, yo. I'm the best of the best. I'm the creme de la creme. I'm the creme de la vegan creme. And what I say goes. And what works for me is what works for everybody else, no matter what, whether it works for you or not. I just think that that's like literally narcissistic personality disorder being validated and legitimized and then turned into law. I mean, yo, I don't know. We have a rapist, an actual adjudicated rapist in as the president-elect. And everybody in his cabinet that he's been nominating also seem to be SA alleged perpetrators. And then there's all these people who voted for him who are like, well, my reasons, I have reasons that I voted for this guy. Whether your reason is that you don't believe that those allegations are true, despite the fact that he was found legally liable in court 2 times by a jury, 2 separate juries that were picked with Trump's lawyers' input. They say, I don't believe that. They say they don't believe any of the felonies. They say, so when somebody has it set in their mind what their reasons are, sometimes there's nothing you can do to change their mind. But that's why we need to live in a world where you don't have to change somebody's mind to have rights, to be able to have medical care, and to be able to make the decisions that affect you and your life and your family, not them and their life and their family. They're not out here paying for you, paying for your kid. They don't even think that you should have a right to ask for assistance, but yet they think they have the right to tell you what you're supposed to do. Anyway, so I think I'm going to leave it there. Bye. See you later. Join me.